It's the Daily Doug.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Daily Doug for what is going to be our Behind the Score episode number 75. I have been drawn back to the world of folk music, of busking, and of Irish music in particular because of the sad passing of Glen Hansard on July 29th, 2026. The Irish singer-songwriter, busker, Oscar winner, Glen Hansard died as the result of a motorcycle accident. He was only 56. And it came as a shock last week. We just love Glen Hansard and his music, and we have for 20 years. And it really hit us hard. And, he was a beloved and just heartfelt performer and an ambassador of the Irish spirit. And so I was thinking about how I might talk about him and his music. And I came to the Oscar winning song, Falling Slowly. And I, again, love it. And I marveled at it. I marveled at its simplicity. And I was going to move on to another one of his tunes, probably from once, maybe an up-tempo number in an asymmetrical meter or something like that for us to work through. But I kept coming back to the Appoggiatura that Glenn wrote into the chorus of Falling Slowly. And I realized that this powerful arrival of an accented dissonance is one of the primary reasons why this song rose above all others that year to win the Oscar, and why it continues to stir our emotional souls. So I want to talk about that one bit of songwriting here specifically as we get into Falling Slowly. So this song, uh one of the highlights of an absolutely fantastic soundtrack from the movie Once. The movie was released in 2007, and Glenn and Marketa Irglova, they are our songwriters. Their songs in this movie directly influenced the development of the screenplay and of the story itself. So we first hear the song Falling Slowly as our two main characters start to make a connection with each other in a downtown Dublin music store. And throughout the scene, he teaches this simple song to her, and she starts to play along almost immediately. Him on guitar, her on piano, and along the way, she improvises some vocal harmonies, which delights him. And it's just a touching scene. And the song, for some reason, just seems to stick with me, and not only me, but it seems everybody who watches the movie, the critics, too, because it ended up being the surprise winner of the Academy Award for Best Original Song. It was up against songs from Enchanted. Remember that Disney-esque musical movie that came out? It had two or three songs up for their best original song. We were sure that it was going to win. Something from Enchanted was going to win, but no, it was from Once. And I think it's because of that appoggiatura. So what is an appoggiatura? Well, it is an accented dissonance. Specifically, it comes on a strong beat, an accented dissonance that is typically approached by a melodic leap, and then it's left by a melodic step in the opposite direction. That's how we define it. Okay? And so you tell me. So okay, you said accented dissonance. Well, accented, you said it starts on a strong beat. I can get that. But what the hell's a dissonance, Doug? Okay, that could be an entirely separate discussion in and of itself. What do we consider a dissonance and what do we consider a consonance? And tuning systems and all of that, right? But I digress. Think of it as a note that is not currently a member of the chord. When we arrive on a downbeat or a strong beat and we're going to add a note that's not in the triad or the chord that's supported harmonically, especially by what the bass is doing. Okay. So think of it as a non-chord tone or an embellishing tone. We have many of these. We have many types of these sorts of tones, y'all. We have passing tones, we have neighbor tones, we have suspensions, we have escape tones, we have anticipations, we have retardations, and we have appoggiaturas. So I'll explain it more as we go along. But first, I just want to enjoy the tune with all of you and just take a moment to go back and remember the lovely scene from the movie. Thankfully, we have this available to us, the movie scene from Once, where this song is woven into the story. It's available on YouTube. It's about a 6-minute scene, and I want to watch it with all of you now. So let's do it. This is Falling Slowly from the movie Once. Here we go.
I'll put it there, yeah? This is in C, yeah?
Yeah,
C.
I can see that.
She says, I can see that. She's looking at
So
this.
it goes
She knows the chords on the
da,
guitar.
goes da 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 da. Yeah? And then there's a bit in it. Can you do that?
Can you do that? Do, re, mi, re, do.
Brilliant. And then there's another part that goes there. Yeah? And then the chorus, that's so you have those two bits.
So she's playing
and
the roots
chorus
of the
goes,
chords that she was playing, that he was playing. She went to the C first, and then she realized it's the B that he's singing.
Yes. Try
Okay.
it.
That's the appoggiatura.
2, 3, 4. I don't know you, but I want you all the more for that.
So they're just looking at a notebook of lyrics.
Some words fall through me and always fool me, and I can't react. Let me change here. In games that never amount to more than they're meant will play themselves out.
I had never seen anything like this.
You know,
Camera's right in there. This is a major motion picture. It's so intimate. It's just perfect.
falling slowly, eyes that know me, and I can't go back.
authentic is the piano's out of tune. You don't have professional audio. It's just what's happening in a store. It feels so real.
You have suffered enough and warred with yourself. It's time that you won. Yeah. Take this sinking boat and point it home. We've still got time. Raise your hopeful voice. You had the choice. You've made it now.
And you see how earnest he is and how excited he is to be making music with this other person. And you see their connection and you feel their connection. And you just want to root for them.
Take this sinking boat and point it home. We've still got time. Raise your hopeful voice. You had the choice. You've made it now. Falling slowly, sing your melody. I'll sing it loud.
And the Appoggiatura is so powerful because it's him that sings the high note, not her. She's just watching to see what is he going to do. Meanwhile, the proprietor's like, this is great. It's just wonderful, isn't it? Absolutely wonderful. So, the next thing that I want to show you, I want to go back through a little bit of the score for this. It's a behind the score, right? So my idea was to go to the score and show you how this Appoggiatura is notated and written. But here's what I found, y'all. All of the sheet music that's available that I could find for this particular song notates it wrong. They get it wrong. They give the gal the high B and not the guy. I looked at half a dozen different published versions of this song. And actually the closest that I found was in a book that I have back on the shelf back here, a bunch of Broadway tunes, because this went on to become a Broadway musical. It got developed into a Broadway musical. Megan and I never got to see it on stage, but they adapted this into a stage musical. And so I have a book of a whole bunch of Broadway tunes. And so here you're looking at a scan that I made from a few of these pages. And it has, this is the verse. Okay, so we're in C, and you can just notice that he's going 1 to 4, 1 to 4. It's just a very simple stepwise melody, except for this little leap there to get to the F in that chord. But other than that, it's just a very simple, straightforward thing. We're in C major, and up to me, then to the 5, sorry, the 4. This isn't necessarily a major 7th of that chord. It just anticipates the next beat where we go back to C. And then when she comes in, you can see on there, actually, the guy, hang on, this should be written with this treble clef with the 8 underneath it. This is middle C here, okay? Or actually, no, it's written as middle C. It's down. It's in way down here. Da da da, it always fool me, and I can't react. It's not up here in middle C. So that's one thing that they got wrong, but they did get hers right, right? She comes in on the E. Through me and always fool me. So they end up playing in parallel tense. Oh. Right? It's just a lovely bit of melodic counterpoint there, some harmony that she adds in, and she gives she basically comes in a third higher than he does, and so you get a phrase of 4 measures, a phrase of 4 measures. This is going to move on to this next F here, right? And so this starts this little B section of the verse. And so he moves to A minor, and that's low for the guy. Again, this should be written and notated in bass clef. That's where he's singing. And so the fact that they don't just bugs me, because he's down here. He's down here on that A, and he sings a yum ba dee da dum bum da dee da dum bum da ya dum beam ya dum bottom. Hear that little accented dissonance that resolves in, right? But all of that is just over A minor and back. And he gives you the same motive every time. Do it again. Do it again. So when we repeat melodic ideas like that, it gives us a chance to really integrate those melodic ideas. And especially when you start doing them over chords that are separate, that are different, it gives it context. It's really cool. You do the first one over A, where this is over an A minor chord. Then over F. G's a passing chord, right? And we end up with that little bit, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And then we get to the chorus. He extends this. Well, first of all, the interesting thing, we get a 4-measure phrase at the beginning. We get another 4-measure phrase, and then we get, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get 4 plus 4 plus 5. So it has a little bit of a hitch in it already. Okay. And he sets up this arrival, this movement to the chorus. And I think I have it over here. Yeah. So now this is the one where, okay, they've written it too high. The guy is not, I mean, it should have the 8 underneath it. If it did, this would be right. But as it's written, it's not. He's not singing all the way up there. He's singing middle C. And the girl is a third above him. And you're like, Doug, that's just so pedestrian. It doesn't even sound right. You know, without the chords, it can sound kind of funky. So he's giving you, let's just take the main melody. It's a double neighbor tone melody. Do, re, ti, do. We're really just we're starting on this C, we're coming back to this C, and we go up by a step in the key, we go down by a step from this C in the key, and we have a little neighbor tone motion that comes back to it. What does he do? Same thing. What does he do? Same thing. 3 in a row, just like he did before with the A minor thing in the verse. And this time, he's changing the chords underneath it. And now we've got 3 chords. This C becomes harmonized by a C chord. So this C is the root of the chord that's supporting it here. When we get to the next measure, it's supported by an F chord, which means this C is now the 5th of the chord. So it's the root of the chord here, it's the 5th of the chord here, and it's the 3rd of the chord here. So it gives it different context every time we pop in, and we get to the 4, 6, and where do you go from there? Made it now. If he went straight to the 4 chord, but he doesn't do that. He gives you the 4 chord, but he gives you meanwhile she's doing together. Both of those, the G and the B, are non-chord tones above this F chord. It's an FAC chord, and on the downbeat, they're giving us a second and a fourth above that F. They're non-chord tones. They're not in the chord. They're embellishing tones. And specifically, melodically, he jumps from the root of the key up a major 7th and then resolves down into that A. He's leaping a full major 7th. He's been singing down here the whole time, and this is really the magic of this piece. I don't know you, my voice is low in my speaking range, but da da da, and he goes ya da dee da da dum, and he's down there, you know, and it's natural for him. It's a singer-songwriter sort of sound, and then he brings his voice up an octave for the chorus. Take this, sing, and it has a more pleading, a more intense quality to it when he brings it up the octave and gets it in the middle of the piano. We've still got, and then when he does that and has all of the way up here, it makes our brains go, oh, what did we just hear? That's the magic of the Appoggiatura. It's not only that it's there, it's that he's the one doing it. And that's why I don't like this. I don't like this. Watch what they do. The guy's on the top line here, okay? And if this is going to be accurate, he's going to be resolving up by a major 7th, right? That's not what happens. They write him on a G. Wrong. Wrong. That is the lady's part written up an octave. They give him the ossia down here, but it's even in the wrong range. Okay? If he's going along, look at the top line. Do, re, ti, do, ba, da, 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 dum, ba, dee, dum. If I use that notation, it's up to there. We've still got time. Wrong. That's not what he sings. And this is the closest one that I could find, y'all. The other thing there, we've still got time. That's like the kiddie pool exit, you know? That's you're going up to the high dive and you chicken out and you take this one. The fact that these arrangers, these major companies that put the sheet music out for people to use to help them learn how to play along with their favorite songs, they all got it wrong. And I think they all got it wrong intentionally, and it makes me mad. How dare you just assume that a male vocalist can't even try what Glen did in that song? What Glen did in that song is what makes it so darn wonderful. And you take that out of the way that you write it. Yes, we still have the B and the G on the downbeat as accented dissonance, but they give it to the wrong part. They give it to the wrong part. The lady here, the sinking boat and pointed home, we've still got time. That's not what she does. We still got time. She sings the G and he sings the B. He jumps. Well, they're singing along in parallel thirds with the gal on the top part and the guy on the bottom part. And all of a sudden, he jumps way up here and he's the high part, and they're in thirds with him on the top. And that's the magic of the sound. The magic of the sound, the timbre, the color of his voice, of a baritone being at the spark at the beginning and low in his range, and then he gets a little more insistent in the chorus, and by the end of the chorus he's bursting out and he's at the very height of his vocal range, and he's spanned what, a couple octaves in doing it. It's wonderful. It's really wonderful, but they wrote it wrong. I didn't even give you the rest of it because we don't need it. But it bugged me. So here I am getting ready to do a behind the score to show you exactly what the Appoggiatura is, and I can't find a score to actually show it to you. So this has become, here's what it is, but here's why they notated it wrong. And this is the closest one. You see, it's all wavy. The book, it's just a big book of songs, and I was trying to keep the page relatively flat while I was scanning it with my phone. There you go. Friends, I want to watch it again. I want to listen to it again. This time I'm going to watch a version of this song that I haven't yet heard. This is Marketa and Glen doing this relatively recently, I think a year or two ago, and they're at something called the Petrov Acoustic Sessions. And Petrov is a brand of piano, so I believe that they have brought them in to show off the sound of their pianos. I haven't seen this version of this song yet, but I wanted to pick one that has them a little bit older and see what they still sound like and what they look like and all of that. So this is Marketa and Glen doing Falling Slowly. Here we go.
3, 4.
It's a beautiful piano.
And always fool me, and I
A minor section, the B section of the verse.
That never amount to more than they're meant will play themselves.
I love 20 years later, they look their age, but the camera work reminds me of the movie.
Take this sinking
Listen to how he goes above her.
and point it home. We've still got time. Raise your
They even lengthen it because they know how good it is.
You have a choice. You made it now.
They even lengthen the non-chord tone
Slowly,
and make you wait a split second longer for it to resolve. That's beautiful.
and I can't go back. And moods that take me and erase me, and I'm painted black. Well, you have suffered enough and warred with yourself. It's time that you won.
Singer-songwriter's prerogative to change a bit of the melody.
Take this sinking boat and point it home. We've still got time. Raise your hopeful
I
voice.
can't believe he's
You
gone.
have a choice. You made it now.
Just love how much he feels the music.
Take this sinking boat and point it home. We've still got time.
And Appoggiatura
Raise your hopeful.
lifts this song.
You have a choice. You made it now.
And it makes you want to do it again, and do it again, and do it again, because of how good it is.
I'll sing along.
And her octaves of a counter melody are really lovely. Simple, just perfect.
Take it on. Lord, I pray that God's been late.
God, it hurts that he's gone.
Now you're gone. Take the sinking boat and point it home. We've still got time. Raise your hope.
And it works equally well, whether it's tender or full-voiced.
You made it now.
It's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. And you know, he ends up on an A. Okay, if you take Glen's melody, could have just gone there. You may there. You You've made it now. But he doesn't. You've made it now. And he reaches past that A and he lands on a note that's not in that chord. And it resolves back in. An accented dissonance approached by leap, resolved in by step. That's an appoggiatura. It's a pretty easy concept. It's hard to spell. But he could have done so many different things melodically. He could have done all sorts of different things. He could have done... Would that have been funky? That's interesting. Not quite, you know, but one of the cool reasons why that's such a really intense appoggiatura is because it's an augmented fourth above that root of the chord that resolves into the major third. It's an F chord, and that B is an augmented fourth above the F, and it resolves into that A. It's not even in, if F was a key, it's not the B flat, it's the B natural, which has a tritone dissonance to it that resolves back in. To me, that appoggiatura won Glen Hansard an Oscar. It's a simple tune. It's a simple folk tune. It's slow. It's tender. It's not complicated. Just a simple little chords. Most musicians can pick it up just by ear or within a minute or two. But it's that special accented dissonance that is leapt to by a major seventh, where he and his vocal part reach above her part, and then they both resolve together down into that four chord. It's such a special moment that it made us feel with those two characters. And it was so profound that the people, the critics or whoever was voting for the Oscars said that moved us more than any other original song that was in a movie that year. We have to vote for that one. And I remember watching the Oscars that year with Megan and seeing all the performances, and we got so excited just to see them come on stage with a piano and a guitar and just do their simple little tune, where the other things from that evening, like the songs from the movie Enchanted, as I recall, had big production numbers at the Oscars, and they went all out to show how great, you know, their big productions were, and they lost to the two folks with just a guitar and a piano. And I think it's because of that single appoggiatura. It's so powerful. Y'all, this is a song that touches me on so many different levels. The lyrics are also approachable and universal in the song that the two people meet. They are instantly drawn to each other. And by the time that we get to the chorus and we sing, "Take this sinking boat and point it home, we've still got time." What a profound lyric that is. We intentionally let down our guard. We share and we validate our own shortcomings or our own difficult circumstances, we share who we are, warts and all. And we hope for a better future with this person that I'm singing with. As long as this person's in my midst, as long as this person's with me, we've still got time. And this boat is sinking, but let's point it that way and give that a shot. It's a hopeful, endearing piece. And man, it hurts that Glen is gone. Wasn't it wonderful a few years ago, you know, even amidst the pain of Shay McGowan's passing, when Glen was leading the charge with, you know, with some of his songs at his funeral. And I never got to see Glen perform live, but every video of him that I've watched where he's busking or performing, he just embodies being in the moment and just loving every ounce of what he's up to. Whether it's singing for a dozen people or singing with a dozen people in a pub on just a regular evening in Ireland somewhere, or if he's on stage at the Academy Awards to a worldwide audience. So rest in peace, Glen. We love your music and we love what you've given to us. And yeah, so that's my little look into this beautiful piece, Falling Slowly. Y'all, if you want to learn more about these non-chord tones or embellishing tones, I can chat about that. But the Appoggiatura is a special one. It's an accented dissonance. We're getting to the landing of an important part of the music, and we're going to give you the wrong note, but it's going to be okay. And it just makes our hearts grow a few sizes. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Thank you all for being with me. This has been a pleasure and cathartic for me to work through with all of you. We've been listening to and looking through Falling Slowly by Glen Hansard and Markéta Irglova. This has been Behind the Score, episode 75. Thank you all for being with me. We'll see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.